Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
All right, guys, what we were trying to say there is always a little bit of a logistical blurb that goes on anytime that you have a podcast and you run it on Facebook. So we had to make sure everything was lined up and good to go. How's everybody doing tonight?
We didn't properly introduce ourselves.
Well, let's go ahead and do that.
Yes.
And if you didn't know who I was, I'm John Hiley with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. And this is my beautiful wife, Angela Hiley, the host with the most.
Yeah. The best motherfucker in the whole wide world. That keeps it 100.
All right. This is the one we need to be on right here.
That's fine.
Tactical Dent Tech.
We're going to go in and tell you
There it is.
a couple funny stories.
What's going on, Al? How you doing? For some reason, Safari does not pick up a bunch of shit. And I'm closing out of it right now.
John has just loved talking over me.
I just love talking over her tonight. What's going on? You guys are going to like this podcast tonight.
Yeah, but we're going to tell a couple funny stories first.
We got a few things that's going to come first, but this podcast is about to...
That's happened over the weekend.
Let's just say it's going to go where other podcasts have went that it may have gotten me into trouble.
This one might do it. And you know what? John, informed
going on,
me,
Cliff?
and I'm like, let's fucking do it.
I kind of informed her on what we were going to be talking about, and it actually got her pumped up as fuck. But
It did, because I was just like, you know what?
I'm going there again.
I'm
I'm going there again because there's a few things that almost like realizations or epiphanies that have came to me over the last week or so about us, about our industry, about how I believe we're so fucking unique. I mean, I work with people in the plumbing industry. I work with people in the automotive auto body industry. I mean, work with a lot of people, and we are in this unique segment where it's so hard to get in. And it's even harder to get good. It's almost like you got to become like a black belt in karate. You know what I mean? You got to put that much dedication and love into it that we're in this interesting place. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that because in the past, I always heard people talk about herding cats. They always said that the paintless dent removal industry was like herding cats.
Well, let's get into some funny stuff.
But I'm not going to go there yet. You guys are about to hear it. You guys are about to hear some... Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about how I feel about herding cats. Because I didn't know if it was good or bad for a while. I'm like, is that bad? Is that good? Right?
Well,
So you're going to get my insight on that. And let's just say it's going to piss a lot of people off. Probably not you guys.
I don't think
Well, there's probably some people that's
Maybe
watching.
it
There's definitely some
will.
people that are watching that's going to piss off.
Maybe just a few.
Just a few.
Because I was telling John, I was like, I'm dealing with some fake people,
Don't we all?
that I thought were my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and then come to find out, they're really not.
What's going on, Sean Ferguson? What's going on, Blake Tyson boy?
But let's go ahead and get into a funny story of the weekend. First, let's talk about, I have to tell everybody, I was able to go out and karaoke over this weekend. On Sunday night,
Shit got crazy, guys.
it was, I had the best night. I went and drank some margaritas and ate some Mexican food, and then we went to the karaoke bar, and John and I got up there.
I got up there. And you guys know that I was scared to death because I got booed the last time. And I told everybody I was going to freak out and start flipping tables if they ever booed me again.
But I sang I'm Too Sexy.
But during the whole time, I just yelled at the whole bar, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about you or you. And I was pointing everybody out in the bar. I was like, you little stupid ass bitch, fuck you. And then everybody dug it. It was like I was yelling at them all.
Yeah.
I was proclaiming, I stepped up and my fear of karaoke and basically just told everybody, I was like, you guys can all suck my dick.
And I'm like,
But they loved it.
on my shot.
It's like they weren't
Too
even.
sexy on my shot. Too sexy.
So basically, I
Like,
just
I
got in
don't
front of the
give a
whole
fuck about
bar and
you.
just told them, like, hey, fuck you. You're going to
They
boo
loved
me. So wonderful, good time over this weekend. All right. So what other funny story did you have to tell?
Oh, the funny story.
Oh, wait. We got to talk about the you guys. You guys do know that we're taking over the Drunk Olympics. And we were going to have Corey Fisher on tonight, but he's driving late.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, Corey Fisher is actually, and I didn't even know this, he was the one that founded the Drunk Olympics. And what had happened last week, I pretty much said, hey, I'm fucking taking it over. Everybody that I talked to said, nobody, like, I don't own the Drunk Olympics. I just want to make it cooler. I just want to, like, put it on Facebook. I want to get some really lame, but, like, I think the trophy of the person who wins is going to be, like, you guys remember them giant Taekwondo trophies, like the ones that are, like, 10 foot tall? I think that's what's going to go down. And then, like, I'm going to get all kinds of weird shit, like a bowling trophy, and then we're going to have people wear them helmets, you know, with the beers in them, and then or funnels. We're going to do the funnel beer thing.
Yeah, they have to bomb like a couple beers.
So we're going to make it fucking cooler and funner. And then there's people on there like, you just stole it from somebody. So I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, if I did, then I really wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just steal it from somebody. So I started doing my research. For some reason, I thought Vince D'Alessandro created it. So I called Vince. Actually, I called Vince so funny. Like, I ringed him at 5:30 a.m. my time, which is like, it's like 3 hours earlier his time.
It probably was 5:30 his time and 8:30 our time.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I just kept talking about, like, every time I'd leave a message, be like, you fuck. You know what I mean? You California people sleep too late. So Vince calls me up and he's like, Vince like calls me at like 5:30 a.m. his time.
Yeah, which would
And,
have been 8:30
or
our
6
time.
or 6 o'clock. No, but I was calling him like real early. He said in the middle of the night he heard his phone ringing. It was me.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, Vince, did you start the Drunk Olympics? And he's like, no, but I was there from day one, and here's what happened. All the paths that I followed led back to my good friend Corey Fisher. And I'm like, fucking score, man. Corey Fisher started it, and I called him. I got the story. You guys are going to have to wait to hear about that.
Corey
because
Fisher's
he is going to be on this weekend at some time. We're going to do the podcast, and we're going to bring him on Facebook Live. And we're going to talk about the birth of the Drunk Olympics. And he gave me all the blessings in the world to take it to the next level. And if you guys know how we do it, we will take it to the next level. We will have more fun. And contrary to what some people are saying, I'm never going to fucking charge money for it.
No.
I'm going to pay money out of my pocket for that shit. That's what we normally do. You know, I'm going to buy the damn beat down car so we're not fucking up a rental car. And I'm going to spend the money for the trophies. Would I ever ask anybody to give me any money back on that? You know that I wouldn't.
We're going to buy some like really
Nasty beer.
Cheap, nasty beer for y'all to bong. And some Mad Dog 2020.
That's for the champions right there. Trey Scott is going to show up dressed as a police officer, and he's got a breathalyzer.
So y'all have to I was thinking y'all have to bong some beers with some little Mad Dog 2020 in the mix. And then I was thinking about bringing some baseball bats in. Y'all put your head down and run around 3 times.
That's asking a lot.
And then you run over to the car and take the dim out.
I'm thinking that we also should let Facebook vote. So we should also have it to where, and you guys, trust me, y'all are going to be part of this whole thing. I'm going to be running polls. I want to know what the people,
Yes.
I've learned in the past that what I want and the vision that I want may not align with what everybody else wants. So I'm actually smart enough to figure out what everybody wants, so that way that it's a better time for everybody. So
everybody wants to bong some beers.
Yeah.
I want to see that go down.
Yeah, so the beer bonging, and then we're also going to have, I guess we're going to have a chugging contest.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put my money on Wade Hartley and Dennis Kelly. Dennis Kelly's a local
what
dent
if
tech.
they do the drunk den Olympics or whatever, because they're going to be able to bong them beers really quick and be going over there.
We will structure something. We will all do it together though, right? Matt, we will create an area at the new location, man. Don't worry about that, dude. we
We'll figure it out.
we will create an area, dude. That's
Yeah.
that's my least worry.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll find some fucking place and pay him or something like that. And, look, you got to be like Sal Contreras. You got to be looking for an opportunity. You always look for opportunities. We will find one, man.
I just thought it would be funny having like somebody like put their head down and run around in a circle a couple times because of
Ooh, that's like, who's going to clean up the vomit?
not me. I just thought it'd be funny seeing them like stagger over to the car. And
Hey,
like,
Jesse Hawes and some.
which dental do I pick up?
Jesse, you're a big old fucking Viking-looking dude. I bet you can chug some beers. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Wade Hartley, you guys are going to have your hands full with him. I'll put my money on Wade Hartley. I've never seen anything like it.
He just picks
Like,
the beer up.
He just, it's like pouring it down a hole. Like,
Yeah.
however fast you can take a beer and just pour it down a hole, it's gone.
There's no stuff that comes out of his mouth, bubbles or anything.
Oh, Scott Clark's going to be bringing some moonshine.
Oh, dear.
Party at the Moon Tower. Moonshine shots.
That is the only dude that I have ever seen in my entire life drink moonshine the way that I have never seen somebody like.
Scott
take a
Clark
shot.
is a PIMP.
Yeah,
okay?
but he took a shot of that moonshine and acted like it was. He didn't make any
He
face.
doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't make a flinch. He just took the shot and then had a smile on his face and he was ready for more.
Scott Clark was at our first Mega Media event,
Mhm.
and we got moonshine given to us from. He's gonna kill me. I can never remember the fucking name or the company, but there's a guy who makes an umbrella, a holder, and all that stuff, right? And he even told me, he's like, "I'm giving you this moonshine. Remember my fucking name." And I suck, so I need to figure
Well,
this
he
out.
was out in California, right?
He's out from California. He's the coolest dude ever, but gave us this jug of moonshine, man. And it's not like the fake ass bull. I mean, this shit. Look, if you are drinking real moonshine, you take one shot of that stuff, you can feel fire from your fucking head to your toes.
And it makes your belly nice and warm.
Oh man, it just straight through your whole body.
Good stuff.
It was yes, it was Matt from Get a Grip. Thank you. Is that Matt? Jesus Christ, Matt. I'm sorry, dude. You're on my fucking.
John's
I
bad with
fucking
names.
love you, dude.
He's bad
Sorry,
with
man.
names.
That was not intentional at all, dude. And I do love your umbrella, so dude, so
No, that was some really good moonshine.
that was some great moonshine, Matt. Hey, if you come to the expo, dude, you need to smuggle some of that in before. No, it wasn't Ian Cordell. Now, Ian makes a hell of a umbrella as well. So Ian makes one hell of an umbrella as well. That's fucking awesome.
Can we tell the one story when we went into the shoe store at the mall?
Yeah, I don't care.
Before we get going and
Wait. We got to do our featured beers first. Tonight, I'm featuring the Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. And I hear that it goes very well with sharp cheddar, aged from Wisconsin. Did you just hear her snort? And then
Oh my god.
the featured gun, Matt. I hope you bring some of that moonshine, dude. I should have took that back with me. I left it with Toledo, and I just don't think he did it the way I would.
That
do it.
was like some really good shit.
I would have done it different. Toledo, did you even drink that? He probably doesn't fucking watch this. Fucker. What I love, Mike.
Oh, I know. I love him too.
So right here tonight, we are featuring the Keltec KSG shotgun.
Yes.
And I'm telling you what, man, my brother-in-law, who acts like he's this awesome skeet shooter, he had one of them big-ass heavy skeet guns and was out there shooting it. I was fucking laying him out with this Keltec. This little, tiny fucking war machine Keltec.
That is a bad mamma jamma right there. When we actually seen that in a magazine and went up. They can't even see my face.
Gotta keep talking, babe.
We
I'll let
seen
them
it
see
in
your
a
face.
magazine and we went up to our local gun shop and we told them what we were looking for and they're like, "Oh, okay, just give us a couple weeks and we'll go find you one. We're gonna
Mhm.
find you one." After 3 weeks,
Yeah.
they called me. They're like, "Hey, got your gun up here."
They didn't even charge us an extra dime,
No,
So,
that is a bad mamma jamma right there.
yeah, we can take our guns to the range, Zan. Since you're coming in, dude, I'll do anything. Coming in from, Zan, are you from Lithuania? I know you're, fuck. Sorry,
in
man.
from another country.
I call them all the
to go
same.
to our-
They're all from Lithuania.
Go to our dents for kids.
I love Zane.
I don't know. That just tickles my heart.
So, like, here's the deal with this thing, okay? So you load it from back here, and it's got two different chambers right here, but it's got a button where you can switch from one to the other, or you can let them interchange back and forth. He's from Slovenia. Nice! So either they'll go back and forth, or you can pick one. So you could put like a slug right here, and you can put birdshot over here, or whatever you want to put, you know what I mean, on this side, and then one on this side, and you can pick which one you want with your thumb, or you can put it where it rotates back and forth. So cool fucking shotgun, man. This is 14 shots.
That's a bad name of channel.
This thing got 14 shots, y'all.
Yeah.
I got a True Glow on it because I never really seen the point of having a shotgun with an expensive ass sight on it. It's a shotgun, man. It's a fucking shotgun. I'm not gonna put a $700 sight on it. I put a $100 True Glow on it, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so now since we talked about the gun, we are going to talk about one funny story that's happened this weekend between me and John. We went into the mall, what was it, on Sunday afternoon. John needed a new pair of kicks. He needed some new shoes. And we went into Champs.
I got me a pair of them new LeBron low cuts.
Yeah.
Things are nice, man.
Tell him what you did.
I swear to God, I'm walking through there, right? And she is over there looking at something. And she is 10 feet away from me. And
I was about like 15 feet away from him.
I eked out a tiny little fart.
Silent, but
No, it wasn't even one that you would think anything would happen with it. You know what I mean? It was more of like a poo-poo, pop, like a pop. You know what I mean? Like one of them. And like immediately from 10 feet away, she goes, she's like, John. And I'm like, oh shit. And she takes off walking this way with it stuck to her.
I got attached to me.
So I take off walking this way with it stuck to me. And I'm going to tell you guys something. The whole fucking finish line was filled with people.
That was Champs.
The whole Champs was filled with people.
Yes.
And there was a lady in there with like 7 kids or some shit. And I guess as I took off, she seen the lady look at the kids going, who did it? Who did it? And then they all started like coughing, you know what I mean? They were like, they were like, like coughing and shit. And so they bailed out.
The kids did.
And so I went to the back. Like I didn't really realize how bad it was because it was behind me. You know what I mean? So I go to the back of the store and I seen that they had a Jordan jersey, like a new Jordan jersey. So
no, it was a Pippen.
It was a Scottie Pippen jersey. So I said, I want to try one on, right? So I went in there and tried it on. And when I was in there, I heard like this fat white dude who let me into the store or let me into the thing. He talked to this black guy that was there, and he said, he's like, did you poop? and the black dude was like, nah, motherfucker. He's like, you must be smelling your upper lip, fucking shit. And so they was like,
I hear this stuff, and I'm like, trying to I'm laughing, but I'm trying to pretend I'm looking at merchandise, clothing. And I look around, and I'm like, where the fuck is John? I was like, did he fucking leave the store and just leave me in here?
All the employees started coughing and hacking.
And then I see that he was in the dressing room.
Yeah, and then they were totally blaming it on this group of kids that was in there that ran out, which was awesome because I had an alibi or whatever. I had somebody to pin it on. You know what I mean? And but I could not believe that. Like, really, guys, this is one of the ones. I mean, you honestly, when they it would feel like it, if it's kind of stinky. This wasn't one of them, but it turned out being the most fucking atrocious. It took the whole store from one end to the other. And by the time I came out of the dressing room, there was nobody left in there except for the kid's mom who was paying for the shit. And she was standing up there like this. God, we laughed.
And me and John were standing there in the line. I'm like, we gotta get out of this fucking store because I'm about to fucking lose it.
It didn't hurt, man. I'm just telling you, Steven.
I was just like, I can't believe you fucking did that shit, man.
I thought I was crop dusting a little bit and just doing a drive-by,
I already know what it was. It was from because the night before you ate beer and you ate fried chicken.
I ate a lot of fried chicken one night, guys. I ain't gonna lie. I try to keep my diet in check, but I killed some fried chicken that night.
Yeah, we got fried chicken. John
Yeah, man,
just
sometimes
devoured that shit.
It's just what it is.
That was a combination of both.
All right.
Oh.
So you talk to these peeps. I got to use the restroom real quick.
Ooh.
We're live. You can't do that.
What am I supposed to say to him?
Just talk to them. Be cute. Do what you were doing earlier.
But I was making fun of you.
Shut up, Lily.
Come here, Lily. Lily, get over here. Come here. Ah! She just got emotional. There we go. Say hi to everybody. You know, I nobody talk to. I think we're boring everybody. You alright? No, just stay up here with mommy for a minute. Say hi. Hey. Hey. You alright? I'll be back in 1 minute. I so promise. You alright? Okay, here he goes. Alright.
She is that angry?
Yeah, she got really upset with me.
What a little savage dog
She
that
didn't
is.
like that I picked her up. Kind of squealed a little bit, but I didn't hurt her or anything. And then she got fucking fishy butt.
You just seen her beating her dog.
Yeah, I just beat my dog.
No, that dog's savage as fuck, though. She's the one. She's the one. So, now we're going to tell embarrassing stories about John. That wasn't embarrassing enough?
I got another good one.
No, we've already told every story. I
No,
fell
we
asleep
haven't.
on the shitter one night and
No.
woke up 5 hours later.
You didn't tell him how you farted and you ended up sharp.
Ah! We can't talk about that one. We can't talk about that one. Only if I can bring up another story from a buddy of mine.
No, you promised. No, you can't do that. That's not nice. That's not right.
Oh, man.
But just say John was somewhere.
Let's just say I filled the taco.
Yeah.
You guys have all fucking been there. I don't care. You guys have all been there.
And Chartay.
Mm-hmm. If you say you haven't, you've
And he
lied.
was somewhere and he was laying in something.
Ah! Ah! This is for a different podcast. I don't want to, we're losing viewers.
We're not losing viewers.
So, all right, guys. So I think we came to the moment that,
We gotta get down and dirty now.
yeah, I've been thinking about this actually for
No, we gotta
a
be
week.
real.
I've been thinking about this for a week, and it will not leave my mind. I've almost written several posts, and I probably will write a very long, detailed post about it. But I'll leave all the spaces there. It's much easier to read for you, for anybody, right? It's copywriting secret. You guys probably see when I always write little spaces in between. It's just proven that people will read it if you do that because nobody likes big blocks of fucking text. So if you're writing a big old square block of text,
don't be doing that. Just space it out some. It's easier to read.
yeah. So back in the past in our industry, you guys probably remember this. There's been people that talked about us as dent technicians being basically saying that to get us to herd us, okay? It was like herding cats, all right? So everybody knows what it would be like to herd a group of cats. You just can't do it. It's impossible, and it's probably why the Egyptians worship the cats. It's probably why, I gotta be honest with you, it's probably why I don't like cats, because I like to have control over my animals. But now that I look at it, I actually admire that aspect, okay? But if I had a cat, it'd have to be a fucking real lion or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson or something.
You like to have control over your animals?
Well, they say that
That's a first. I didn't know
dogs
that.
have staff, or dogs have owners,
Yeah.
cats have staff.
Yeah.
Period, right? So in the past, I was young coming up. I didn't know what that meant. When they were saying dent removal industry was like herding cats. So I'm like, was that good or bad? I mean, the way that it was being said was that it was bad for us, okay? And nowadays, I look at things a lot different because I tend to look at nature. I tend to try to understand things with a look at nature. I like to understand things based on, I like to go a lot deeper than what's said out of somebody's mouth, okay? I like to understand it based on a lot of aspects, and typically it has nothing to do with what they say, okay? And one of the things that I started was very interesting to me. It was like dent technicians were like herding cats, right? However, if we were herded, okay, so if somebody was to herd us somewhere, what typically happens to a herd? All right? So I want you guys to think about that. What typically happens when something is herded somewhere, okay? I'm going to give you two scenarios here. The one scenario is it's for complete control. The second scenario is it's to take that herd to the slaughterhouse. There's typically two reasons, okay? What makes you think that we are any different, okay? And in all honesty, that's what makes me proud to be part of this industry. That also makes me proud to hopefully push the line of change in this industry, because I've been seeing a lot of motherfuckers being herded, okay, by companies, by brokers, by nonprofit organizations, okay? Now, I'm not saying that all of it's bad. I'm not saying that all of it's bad. But I'm saying if you look and you watch and you understand the history of what happens when people get herded by one person, one company, they're typically going to be taken nowhere, or definitely going to be left in a worse situation they currently are. Now, I want to step up and say something a little bit stronger here. That they're not trying to herd cats, they're trying to herd a group of lions, okay? Because in my opinion, what it takes to become good at what you do, at what we do, and I believe some people have lost the self-respect that it really took to become who they are, what they're doing today, and how good they are. Because I talked earlier in a podcast that knowing how to do this is almost like being a black belt in karate when you become very good at it. Mm-hmm. You have to be dedicated. It's the hardest thing to learn in the automotive industry. And to me, it's very, very respectful if somebody becomes good at this specific trade, okay? So I don't want to say that you're cats by any means, okay? Maybe there's some other trades that you can say are cats, but I want to say this trade's a group of lions that have tested the fire, have probably been beat down more times than anybody could possibly imagine, okay? Especially any of your friends, family, or colleagues, or people that don't know what you went through to do what you're doing today, okay? It's a group of lions right here, right? So when we talk about like somebody talking about hurting us, what exactly does that mean to me, to you, right? What that means is somebody's trying to manipulate everybody to get together, to join under their ranks so they can have negotiation power based on the entire group. Now, am I saying that coming together is bad? By all means, fuck no. Coming together and communication with each other is key. But being herded by one entity, one group, is fucking horrible, man. You know how the Indians used to get their kill on buffalo? They would find a herd of buffalo and they would run them off a fucking mountain. They would literally have Indians behind them on horses, running them off a mountain, fucking spearing them in the ass, okay? And then down at the bottom of the mountain, there'd be other Indians waiting with spears so they could finish them and fucking kill them. I started seeing something like that happen in this industry. And in all honesty, that's why you can't explain the logic, all right? That's why you can't really explain the logic of some people's thinking, okay? So you're sitting there telling them about math. You're sitting there telling them like 1 and 1 equals 2, 2 and 4 equals 3, but they're still like, no, if you give up your money to a broker, you make more money. Okay? I'm going to explain to you what that is, all right? When the buffaloes were ran off the cliff by the Indians, they had their nose so far up the other buffalo's ass, okay? Their nose was stuck so far up the other buffalo's ass that it couldn't even see that it was being ran off a cliff. Think about that. What you got to say?
Oh, I was just agreeing with you. Sorry, I was lost in the moment.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel or think about that, but I'd honestly like to know, okay? Because in all honesty, what I see and what I hear out there is a bunch of propaganda pushed by a few to make you think that you need them more than they need you. And the only power that any company, any big company has in this industry to lower our matrix, to lower any amount of money that we get to negotiate on behalf of all of us, is based on our compliance to align ourselves with them. So, do I want to see the industry become a herd of buffaloes?
No.
Or do I want to see our industry turn, or actually just turn back into the lions that we originally were and the ones that we are today?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. When you get to the point where you're talking to a majority of people and logic leaves the room, like complete logic, okay, you know there's a problem. When literally math is in the equation and people do not even understand that 1 + 1 = 2, they think 1 minus 50% equals 2. Not 1 + 1. It's fucking unbelievable. And I'm going to be, and some people ask me, they're like, hey, John, like, what kind of credentials or qualifications do you have to be telling me this? I was at the beginning and the start of PDR Nation, okay? Practically put together the entire thing. Practically.
You put a lot of hours in
the
that.
Educational part of it, all that stuff. I got to give props to, Mike Toledo. But I was in the grind day in and day out, right?
Yeah, that took a lot of, it took a lot of family time away from all of us with what you did.
On top of that, I've been invited to many meetings with a lot of people that I basically told to fuck off. A lot of people that would be considered higher level. Most of the time they fucking speak in circles because they don't really want to tell you what they really think, because they're trying to fill you out if you're fucking, you know what I mean? If you can understand, you know what I mean? Like they're like
they're
a lot of times
trying to like fucking size you up. That's all
it's so
about.
funny. Like
that's all it is. They're trying to fucking size you up, and they're like, "Oh, am I better than this motherfucker?"
The biggest dudes in this industry will talk in fucking circles.
Yeah.
It's annoying as shit.
And they're fucking insecure as hell. That's what it is.
Usually,
they're so fucking insecure. It's pathetic. And you know what? They can't keep it real. They're just a bunch of fake fucking individuals. Like, that's just how it is.
So I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I'm at a point right now in this industry, I don't fucking need them. I don't need them, okay? I never did need them to begin with. But I sure in the fuck don't need or want them now. And I will tell you that I have turned down major advertising jobs for the fact that the only reason they were hiring me is because they wanted some sort of sense of control. And above and beyond that,
better to make themselves look better. That's really
but above and beyond that, Here's what I'm gonna tell you guys, man. All of you out there, all of you PDR techs are fucking lions. And the more that you know and you understand that about yourself, the more that people are gonna try to tame the lion. Everybody wants to fucking tame the lion.
Yeah.
It's like nature of man. You know what I mean? You see something that's unbreakable. Man has always done that, right? You know what I mean? We want to try to fucking ride bulls. You know what I mean? You want to try to fucking tame the lion, okay? Don't. Be like herding fucking cats. Don't allow anybody to herd you. Look at nature. Has anything that has been herded into a specific direction been good for that species? I'm here to fucking tell you, this is not good for us. It's time that a paradigm shift hit in this industry, basically meaning that we think about things a little bit differently. Because the bullshit that's been going on in this industry has been going on too long, and you guys are all fucking better than that. You guys are all better than them, and we're in an industry that's at the size that it doesn't need to be controlled by a few people.
No.
Period.
No.
The control is based on the back of you. All right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not some socialist. I'm like anti all of that. But that's what makes the fight even greater. That's what makes it even better, okay? Because all of these great people that show up in our group, that show up and listen to our podcast, there's a lot of uniqueness out there. Do I want you guys all to wake up one day and fucking all act the same?
No.
I mean, goddamn, could you imagine the end of your life?
No.
Knowing that one day you realize you want to act like everybody else, and that's the way you live the rest of your life?
No.
You've lost yourself, man. You know? And you guys know me. I mean, I studied a lot of shit. You know, one of the things that was very interesting to me is the original meaning of sin, okay? The original meaning of sin was number one, it's called missing the mark. You didn't hit it just perfectly, right? But the original meaning of sin was turning away from yourself. It was like you knew who you were, but you decided for whatever reason to get deviated or seduced or lied to become somebody who you are not. I'd rather be with all you crazy motherfucking outlaws, crazy fucking dent techs, and even the great ones, like Troy, who won the competition. He is the most well-buttoned-up guy I've ever met, but that's Troy. I know that's Troy. I've met Troy, and that's just who he is, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, telling you to be and look and dress like me. I'm telling you guys to look around you, okay? Stop listening to what the fuck all these people are telling you to do. And be that badass motherfucker that, like, you are. And that you had to be to become good at this.
Well, I think that, like, in all honesty, with Jonathan, I've always told him, I'm like, be who you are, be your own individual, and never change yourself just to fit in or to meet somebody's criteria. And the reason why I said that was because Jonathan, I was like, you know what? I was like, the good Lord has blessed us with amazing and all kinds of individuals here on this earth. Mm-hmm. And I always told him, I was like, you know what?
I love this group of people.
I was like,
these are our people.
If we were all the same, it'd be such a boring place. It really would. It would be boring.
It'd be boring as fuck.
It would. And you would just have a bunch of sheep. Mm-hmm. You know?
You know, my barber, Luke.
I'm going to go get a beer real
quick. Grab me one too, babe.
Yes, sir.
I gotta be nice to her though. She mowed the grass today, so.
Yeah. The gnomes came out. The magical gnomes.
The magic mower mowed the grass.
No,
I don't know what happens. I leave it.
The
just
magical
happens, right?
gnomes that live in the trees had came down and they mowed the grass and they weeded.
Simon Dar, you can be Batman, dude.
And hell yeah, be motherfucking
I still had a drink, didn't you?
No, you didn't. I'll get you another one. Go on, tell
Give me
your
that
story.
beer, girl. What story was I getting ready to tell? You see this shit? She sidetracked the fuck out of me, man. So, like, look, bottom line is, I think I talked about this earlier over the weekend. We had a kid that actually left our group. And it was ultimately because I disagreed with his opinion, okay? And his opinion was that the Drunk Olympics was not professional and that he would never go to the Mobile Tech Expo because he wants to be professional, right?
Yeah, that's just what he fucking says.
So, like, I understand, like, that for him personally, okay? But what I don't understand is telling other people to be the way that I feel is professional. That word in general is a word of control. That word in general basically says that I know what's better for you than you know what's better for you. So you listen to me and you listen up and you do it my way. Fuck that, okay? What if fucking Jesse James would have done that? What if Chip Foose would have done that, okay? What if, you know what I mean? Like, anybody who makes it bigger and better, they fall into themselves. They don't subscribe to exactly what other fucking people tell them to do. They tell them to be. You know what, dude? If you came to my shop and you had cut off sleeves on your shirt and stuff like that, and you were wearing sandals and you could knock out 4 cars a day, you're my fucking man, dude. You're my man. And guess what? My customers come there to see me. So when they come there and see you, it's just going to be another unique story that's going to be fun for me to tell and be a part of. Who wants to live in a fucking world of robots that all act the same, do the same, and be the same? So, you know, I'm here to tell a lot of people, and there's some people that were friends of mine, and they've departed, let's just say.
Because it's fake as hell.
Stay in the fucking pack of buffaloes.
They're fake as hell.
Let the other buffalo behind you stick his nose clear up your fucking ass.
No, look, man, that sucker up there.
Why you got your nose up another fucking buffalo's ass?
Let me know how it works for you. Get back with me and let me know.
Sex robots. But in all honesty, you know what? I hope that there's things that I can do, and then I hope that there's people in this group can do and can work towards to make it to where at least you're not pushed off the fucking cliff because there's not enough of you. That's my goal.
Sex robots? Well, I guess that would be all right if you're just going to be
What's that TV show we were watching? That one TV show?
Westworld?
Yeah, Westworld. Them are some like real deal sex robots. If you haven't watched that, it's an HBO show called Westworld.
Yeah, they came out with the second series.
Is that Jim Kemp from Ohio? Is that Jim Kemp from Ohio?
I don't know. His name's Jim Kemp. I don't know.
I'm just checking. I don't know if that's Jim Kemp because I think I've worked with him, right? So.
I don't know. Somebody asked us where we lived at, but I don't know who that was though. So.
Well, you don't know we live in Ohio, man? We live up in Centerville, Ohio.
Yeah, let me just say if there's any like weirdos that's in our group that sees that.
Oh, they already know that I got all kinds of guns and shit like that.
Just because I might have a pretty face.
Mhm.
You'd be messing with a crazy bitch right here.
That is so funny.
And
It's
I
so
have
funny.
no problem pulling the trigger.
That's a bad chick right there,
I
y'all.
was keeping it real, man.
Mhm. That's a bad chick right there. Okay, cool. He's the cool Jim Kemp from Arkansas. Sweet.
Arkansas is a good state.
But all in all, guys, I want to leave you with that because, like, I don't know. It's been bothering me for a while. Obviously, you guys knew I came out with the Hail podcast, and I got some bitches that tried to come on and say that what I was saying was so wrong, and it really hurt them. You know what I mean? And I understand that, right? So I'm threatening taking on a segment of an industry that's probably worth multi-millions of dollars. And I I do personally know I personally know there's been meetings about me. I personally fucking know. Like I've got the notes.
But you're just like trying to give it back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like there's fucking meetings about me, right?
I don't know.
Like, I personally know that.
There's just people out there that are fucking greedy.
There's probably going to be a meeting about this podcast. I just want to let you know that. They're probably going to come together in a meeting and try to like
and the
what the fuck is he doing now?
And
what's he saying
they're
today?
Be like, oh my God.
Okay.
They opened up the podcast and him and his wife were in a champ store and he fucking farted and he blew everybody out of the store.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
Then,
I'm sure that's never happened. Well, that was a freak moment.
Then, oh my God. Nice. Now they're talking about.
I like that they would have to listen to that part of the podcast first. You know what I mean? I kind of like they'd have to go through all of that shit to get to the meat and potatoes, right? But I'm here to tell you guys the bottom line is in the future, you guys need to be ready for a really big shift in the industry, okay? Because like we're at the point in the world and in time where certain levels of physical labor are being cut out, okay? So there's a certain level of physical labor that can be cut out, and probably one of them is the fucking knock on the door, walk-in salesman, okay?
But you also need to
realize... That's
realize...
typically what a broker is.
Hey, but you also got to realize, like, what is my worth? Mm-hmm. What am I truly worth?
Now, and let me tell you something. I'm not talking about you guys out there who have serviced the accounts for years. I'm not talking about the Clifton Atkins who has serviced his accounts to the gill.
No.
They love him. They trust him. They know him.
No, that's different.
In no ways or means am I talking about that guy.
No.
I'm talking about the fucking walk-in, knock-on-the-door broker is about to get cut the fuck out, okay? Yeah. That's number one. Number two, if you are a local guy and you are relying on a broker to bring in and staff your shit and do it, man, there is going to be a better way. I wish you would just adopt the better way now, because if you're on Facebook, you've already got access to a pool of technicians, okay? With one fucking post. You could literally attract the right people, you know what I mean? And then build relationships and get rid of that bullshit. Number two, Mobile Tech RX, the app, has all of the shit figured out. Like, you do not need a broker to get in there and structure your shit anymore.
And those are some, like, really, like, good,
I swear to God,
genuine, wholehearted individuals.
I
love them.
Swear to God.
No, they're fucking awesome as hell.
I swear to God, if you guys hit a storm, okay, if you are a local tech today and you hit a storm, you can use this group right here for recruitment, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Number one.
You're right ahead.
Number two, what I will promise you is that Mobile Tech RX will call you back and will show you exactly how to use their app, how to manage and run your entire storm. Mm-hmm. So if you're thinking about calling some company, don't do it, man.
Because you know what? You can fucking do it.
Well, not only that, your techs could make more money.
Exactly.
You could give that money back to the technician.
But you did that shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you did it. You ran that thing, like, when Centerville got fucking hit, slammed hard. Like, hard. Mm-hmm. John was just like, you know what? I'm going to grab it by the pussy and run with it. Mm-hmm. And that's what he fucking did.
And can I tell you guys something?
He did. He did. He did not need no outsource help. He fucking grabbed the thing.
That was back in the old days before.
He grabbed it by the fucking pussy, by the fucking balls.
That's the way I do that. By the pussy. Yeah, it's not balls.
Well, if you're a woman, you want to, like, grab it by the balls. If you're a man, you want to
by the titty.
But I'm saying, like, you did that shit, and everybody's fucking capable of doing that.
But above and beyond that, it's even easier now.
Yeah.
It's much, much easier now to do it. And I want you guys to use this group to do that. Number one. Number two, ask questions in this group. You know what I mean? Like, if there's something you guys need to know, I fucking live, eat, breathe, and sleep internet marketing. We have a couple storms running right now for friends of mine that are fucking producing person after person after client after client. We're finding a way around the body shops. We're figuring out ways around fucking the insurance companies, okay? I mean, and it's only going to get bigger and better, and I'm happy to answer any of them questions up in here, man. I mean, I think like within probably the next couple months, I'll have a webinar for you guys to learn and to listen and stuff like that, the things that I'm doing right now. You know, we're running a lot of Facebook ads, we're doing targeting, and then we're retargeting like Amazon.com. Hey, you check this out, let's check it out again, right? But we're structuring ads in a certain way, man. It's just like so much dope shit is happening right now that I know in the future we're going to be able to kill that middleman. And when we do kill the middleman, sorry, middleman, but guess what? You don't fucking write me a check, and you never will.
No.
But when we kill the middleman, it's going to open up many more opportunities for individual technicians, and it's going to open up opportunities for people who do not need to be fucking herded like buffaloes and like sheep. Okay? Period.
And I don't know.
It might not even be their fault. It might not even be, like, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? That's a fucked up thing. It's the way this industry has fucking went. It's like.
But I don't know, like, we've talked about this before in, like, a previous podcast, to her or not, but John and I, we actually worked for a middleman. You know what happened to us?
How much did he fuck us out of?
About $20,000.
So now you guys see my personal vendetta, don't you?
And guess what? We were struggling my motherfuckers throughout the
Back then we were.
Yeah.
Back then, that's no lie.
And you know what? When that happened, it happened once, and that was it. I was like, we will never, ever, 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 ever do that shit again.
Nope.
Because here's a saying that my hubby told me, that he knew a gentleman, an older gentleman that was like, you know, it was, what was he, like a millionaire or something? He's like, I know you, but you don't know me.
Yep, Marty. No, he said, I know you, you know me, but I don't know you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
I know you, you know me, but I don't know you.
Exactly.
So since that, guys, I mean, I guess that's the whole like idea behind this podcast tonight, and what I'm trying to deliver, and what I am delivering.
I think that was like one of our biggest drives, is like, we've been fucked over, and I know there's been a lot of individuals out there in this industry that's been fucking fucked over for in shitty fucking deals, and you know what? Y'all can do a lot better.
Not only being fucked over, but if you guys knew what I knew on the back end scenes of the people that I knew or that I once associated with, you would know that shit is slimy and schemy as fuck.
Yeah.
It is slimy and schemy as fuck. And I'll guarantee you the people that some out there are fucking praising would sell all of you down the fucking river for $1 million check tomorrow. Period.
What does that say really about their integrity?
So.
In all honesty. I already realized, like, I already know.
Understand it. There's better ways to make money. There's better ways to make money than fucking sell a fucking industry down the river. You know what I mean? If that's the way that you need to make money, if that's the way that you decide you're going to fucking live your life, if that's the way, that path that you decide to fucking take, what kind of fucking piece of shit motherfucker are you? You know what I mean? To wake up every morning saying, I'm going to get these motherfuckers to all get together and follow this fucking plan.
Yeah.
And then when I get the opportunity, I'm going to fucking sell them down the river the first chance that I get.
Just gonna ram them up the ass.
What kind of, think about that.
I'm gonna let somebody else
look inside yourself,
ass.
because if you see that inside yourself, if you say to yourself, yeah, I would do that. Dude, like there are better and ways to make money in this world than that. You know what I mean? You could actually like focus on bringing value to people. You could focus on delivering something that's amazing to people. Not focusing on fucking taking them down some fucking path where you have the opportunity to fucking sell everybody down the river. I've been in them meetings, okay? I've been brought into fucking the weirdo circle, okay?
But we don't belong in the weirdo
And all honestly, the higher it is, like the higher they think they are, the fucking weirder it gets.
Oh, some of the shit that John and I know. I'm not even gonna go there because you'd be like, that's just not fucking right.
They don't invite me to their meetings anymore.
I've seen pictures of stuff. It's fucking bad. It's fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. It's like really bad.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to bounce off of this podcast.
This has been a good podcast.
Yeah, this one.
I hope everybody just wants to like.
I hope everybody wants to go out there and fucking kill it tomorrow.
Exactly.
I hope everybody wants to go out there, go in it for the
Yes.
blood. Be the lion that we all know that you fucking are, okay?
Exactly.
You took the time to learn how to do this shit.
Yes.
If you're amazing at it and you're amazing at what you do, go out there and kill your own shit. Cut these motherfuckers out.
Mm-hmm.
Leave them behind.
Get out there and fucking grab them by the balls and grab them by the pussy. Seriously.
I would grab them by the pussy, probably.
I'd be grabbing them by the balls.
Mm-hmm. You know, they said Indians would push off as much as 300 buffaloes off the edge of a cliff.
I'd be like grabbing them so tight they'd be fucking squealing.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you. And in all regards, peace.
Like I said,
Stay gold, pony boy.
remember, it's all about the hustle and keep it real.
Greaser for
Clever.
life.
Yeah.
Greaser for life.
Stay gold, Pony Boy.
Pony boy.
It's the king of the jungle when I can't be tamed. Take you all the way to the millennium reign. It's the return of the germ, it's that funky worm. Heated like the bottomless pit when it burn. Bro, my flow you cannot handle. I'm bumping and I'm humping like a camel on your radio channel. It's me, THREAT. Life of 95 most definitely. In fact, under my style's a low jack to stop Petey Stoner's rhymes from the Zoo Tribe.